Are we here? Got a few people coming in. H-Top's in the house. Did you see the, you saw what the caption was I put up about being a hero? Get some people in the room. How we doing, H-Top? Good morning, Missy. I see we're friends in other ways now, Missy. That's really cool. I'm gonna check my screen share real quick. Dun, dun. Southern Arc, good morning. Did you guys read what I wrote about being a hero? Make sure if you don't know each other, I have no rules on the subbing. You know how to sub. You guys know what to do. Let's see here. We have to do a new Heimlich. Awesome. Hi Doug, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. I was thinking it the other day about a couple ways to be a hero. And the funny thing is, you can walk down the street and for your whole life and never ever have to be a hero. And we always refer to the police, the firemen. They're all heroes. Our veterans are heroes, absolutely. But I was trying to come up with some things that I thought, if you needed to be a hero, what do you need to be prepared for? You guys have any things that you were thinking of? If you had to, good morning, Kit Kat. How we doing, love? Southern Arc's in the house. Glad to see you guys. You want to be a hero? If you could be a hero, what would you want to know to be a hero? If you could be one, is there anything in your mind that you would like to be good at or be prepared for? I got a few things, and I had to do some research on it because the few things I thought of, pretty much I don't have the expertise. What about you guys? Do you feel like actually going down and giving blood is being a hero? Just giving blood. You go in, you get ready for a donut afterwards, but you go in, you give blood. H-Top, I'm so glad you're here. I am doing good. Free music's in the house. Being simple is strong for others, right? I get it. And to be strong for others, what do you got to do? You just got to, have some big shoulders. If somebody needs a ride, you don't get mad. You just go take them, right? That's cool. That's just being a hero. What about taking somebody in, right? Taking somebody in, like we just took a dog in. Is that cool? We took a dog in for a guy that had a bad back. Is that a hero? I don't know. I'm thinking stuff like that. What about an EpiPen? EpiPen? That might work. I'm gonna show you down here. I want to show you something. How about Heimlich Maneuver, right? Or CPR. I knew CPR way back when I was just real young. I was doing lifeguarding at like 15, and I had to learn CPR to be up on the boardwalk. So you had to go through the courses at the local pool, and you had to learn how to you also had to learn how to flip them over, clear their mouth, all that stuff. So one of the first things I would think is like 350,000 people collapse from having a cardiac arrest, which I just had a heart attack. What if I had one and it knocked me out? That would I would hope that somebody knew CPR. So that being said, I'm going to share this with you. But look, CPR for adults 9 and over, right? You want to check if people are conscious or unconscious. So that's the first thing. And save this if you want. I'm going to save this live anyway, so you can always come and refer to it. But I mean, just to know that every once in a while, if you refresh yourself with it, it might help. So we have number one, you want to check their conscious, unconscious. Then you check their airway. You listen for breathing. You give 2 full breaths in there after it's all cleared out. And I'm not a pro, so I'm just reading off to you guys. But it'd be so good to have this, like make a poster of it, especially if you have kids in the house. Make a poster, right? Then you're going to check for pulse. Now that's funny because number 4 says check for pulse. Then it wasn't really, you were looking for conscious, unconscious, but I think somebody's down. You want to make sure you get oxygen into their lungs first. I'm just saying that of what I'm seeing. So if you find the pulse, a breath every 5 to 6 seconds. No pulse, chest compressions. So your landmark for the hand is, look, you'll see right under there. You find the sternum right under there, because that's going to take the diaphragm and push the heart. You don't want to break the sternum either, but you want to compress that heart. You want to be right above the sternum, I should say. You do your chest compressions, even movements. Now you can read all this. I'm not teaching a course on CPR, but I thought one of the first things was, wow, like have a page of that somewhere in the house. Believe it or not, I guess they have them in schools and colleges and stuff, but to have a piece like that up is kind of cool, right? What are you thinking? Do you agree? You think CPR is pretty intense? Crimson Fantasy's in, right? So CPR is number one. Sometimes it takes like 100 to 120 compressions just to get the person back in life. Oh, Kit Kat. Sorry to hear that. And you were 15. I was 17 and my dad died. And I won't get into it, but I know your pain. I feel that for you. I'm sorry to hear that, though. That 15's too young to see that. But if you can't believe to get with the breathing and the heart pumping, you're breathing, a form of oxygen. It's not perfect oxygen because we're exhaling into them. But if you can take a quick deep breath and push right in, it's not as carbonated as you think. Because for us to really take a deep breath, then it turns into more carbon on the exhale. But that nice deep breath and a real quick right in, you're giving them over 50% oxygen. So that's saving them. Plus you're pumping the heart and you're getting oxygen to the brain. So that's one thing I thought is probably a must-have. Like I said, take a picture or make a poster out of it and hang that somewhere, because I don't think everybody knows CPR. Probably break somebody's ribs. I don't know. You probably not even do it right if you don't do it right. Making sure the airway's clean. Everybody thinks you jump on the person, start pumping. Got to make sure there's a few steps to do. So those 6 steps, I think, are like really important. And then, like, hasn't happened to me. Although I had one time on the beach that there was a guy having an epileptic seizure and I was able to take his tongue out of his throat, and he breathed again. I just rolled him over, took the tongue out, and I actually had to have guys hold his mouth open because he was swallowing his tongue, and everybody was standing around. Everybody's just standing around, like not knowing what to do for this poor guy. And he's turned him, his lips were purple, and all I knew was I just couldn't hear it. He was like making that yucky sound. You've probably heard that before. And I couldn't get his mouth open. So we had to have like 2 or 3 guys actually open his mouth up, and I could pull his tongue out. And this huge woof of air went in. And within 10 minutes, he was like, what just happened? And turns out he was having epileptic fit. I didn't even know that. But luckily, I had a tiny bit of training. Right, Missy. I know. And I'm going to be honest. There's things that happen out there I'm not going to be prepared for. So I can't be over. You can never be over prepared. So you're in a restaurant, and over at the table, a guy's choking. Who's the first one that's going to say, what's the procedure called? You're choking, right? You can't breathe. What are you going to do? You know what it is? Besides, kick him in the stomach. Come on. I know you know. It's hard to type the name, so I'll just say it, but it's the Heimlich Maneuver, right? So that's another one that's important. Like, it's so simple. It's so stupid, the Heimlich Maneuver. It's like, oh, my God, if somebody's choking on something, that might be hero time. Heimlich. Yeah, Southern. Right? There you go. Thank you, Missy. The Heimlich Maneuver, there's too many deaths in the United States that are because the Heimlich wasn't performed. Too many people choke on the stupidest thing, and they die because you didn't know the Heimlich. What's up, Kentucky Ranger? Coming in. Missy's doing such an awesome job helping me out. Good to see you. KR is in the house. Morning, sir. So the Heimlich, that's a good one. I mean, let me show you that. Let me see if I got that up in her. We got that there. I'll screen share it for you. So I'll show you that. And again, this right here could be something right here. She's grabbing her throat. But if you look at the ribs, you want to come underneath the ribs, get behind the person, and you're going to take that diaphragm and you're compress the air upward, and that's going to, there's no way we could even cough hard enough, but that right up, probably not, I shouldn't say numbers because like I said, I'm not a doctor, but 95% of the time you're going to pop whatever is in there, maybe 98% of the time, because that's, you give a good one, it's like compressed air, boom, gone, up and out. And I know a lot of people that said they witnessed it. I know a lot of people that say they've done it. I never had to do the Heimlich, but even there, it shows like if there's someone's unconscious, you can get them on the ground and do it. Absolutely a baby, but you use the 2-finger technique. I see that. You could do it to yourself. Okay, I've fallen, but I can't get up. I'm choking, but I can do the Heimlich. I don't know. Go figure. There's no way I'm thinking if I'm choking. I guess you could. I would lean over a banister or a chair like she's doing. But if the subject is a zombie, all right, then you're pretty much getting them to upchuck human flesh. So I don't know if you want to do that. You might want to just let the zombie choke. But again, look at this. It gives you enough information in the picture that if you hung that picture up for a year in your house and then took it down, don't you think you'd almost kind of remember anyway, just from passing by, or you put it on the refrigerator and the kids see it? What if the kids are in class and all of a sudden the teacher brings up the Heimlich maneuver, and my daughter's that way. She's absolutely that way. She'll be the first to get up and say, oh, here's what my mom or my dad taught me. Here's how you do it. And she'll, start running the class. But this little, it tells how to perform the Heimlich maneuver. It even shows you the spelling of it. So you get even, that in your head. But look at it. It's a little piece of paper. You can just copy and print it and make like a poster board and start like hanging important directions on. So who am I? And I'm not warning you to do it, but I think I'm going to practice my own advice, and I'm going to go down to, Dollar Tree and get me my little poster board, and boom, I'll put my 3, 4, 8, whatever up there, and we'll hang it somewhere. Maybe even on the back of a bathroom door or something, where if the door's shut and you walk by, you see it. If it's not, then it's not out in the open. Put it up in the garage. Like every time you come through the garage, there it is. Some of the directions to take care of each other. So I thought that would be kind of cool. What do you guys think? Are they two good ones? You tell me. Shell's here. Good morning, Shell. I'm going to have this, saved. So if you want to come in and rewatch if you missed anything, but my first 2 tips were CPR to be a hero and the Heimlich maneuver to be a hero. So you take those 2 and you put them up. That's really cool. Now, I thought about this EpiPen thing. And Brian in the house. What's up, Brian? Brian's good. Oh, good. I'm glad you're here, Shell. I hope I'm not being too boring here, but I just had to get it done and off my chest because there's some things that I think you could have in the back of your mind that could just help somebody. But this EpiPen. Now, you're not going to carry an EpiPen around. An EpiPen can be for many different things, whether it's allergies, whether it's you're having shock because of diabetes. It could be drug or alcohol related, to spark somebody up. It could even be heart attack situation or a seizure. But let's just say allergies, all right, because you could be out in the playing field of the community. You could be out at the park, whatever, and somebody's having a fit, and you happen to have something in your glove compartment, one little EpiPen for allergies. Great. So that's pretty simple, right? You just have the pen, pop it, and punch it. And it's really cool too to have it. I know that all the rescuers have it for people that have either drug overdose or whatnot. But so I thought about an EpiPen, and okay, so Shell says she's allergic to shellfish, which is brutal. Hey, Mel, glad to see you're here. Shellfish, I had an allergy to shellfish. Oh my God, it was terrible. My lips, my face blew up, my throat blew up. I'd have to go to the emergency room. And I had it for about 7 to 10 years. I had to, yes, Shell, it hurts. Good morning, Melanie. It hurts so bad. Your lips just, I don't know what you had, but I had, the doctor referred to them as hives, but internally. So if you get hives and you're itching and they're blowing up on the outside, think of it, it's underneath your derma level, and it's just, it was brutal. They do. See, now I use a Victoza for my diabetes, Brian, but I don't have to do the EpiPens for anything else. So if that's a shame that it costs so much. What do you need them for, Brian? Yeah, you can't breathe, Shell. I know. You can't breathe. I get it. I was in Nags Head, North Carolina, and forgot my medication, and I had allergy shots all my life. So I'm in the doctor's, like, even the first time it ever happened, and they're like, "What are you allergic to?" And I was like, "Well, apparently everything, because I've had like 10 years of once a week getting my allergy shots." And they're like, "Well, you're probably not allergic to something, but you developed an allergy." Yeah, see, ICU for a whole day. That's right, Shell. They had to keep. I looked like I was underwater for 2 weeks. I hate to say, but I looked like a drought victim. My eyes swelled up, my nose, my lips, underneath here, all on my back, down like the backs of my legs. It talk about pain. Let alone you just don't even look human. So I was in Nag's Head, and what's up, Bobby? Bobby's in the house. Mr. Sprinkle, good morning. So I'm in the Nag's Head, and I felt my little bottom lip, or no, my top lip start to swell up, and I forgot the medication. So I'm totally down with it, Shell. We're down at vacation. I was in the hospital for a day and a half, and I'm telling them exactly. I had to call my own doctor to find out the exact. It was brutal. It was brutal. So, the EpiPen, I'll show you. It's really quite simple. The EpiPen. You just need to. That's all right, Southern. I'm glad you stopped in. I'm blown away. I appreciate it. I love you dearly. And this will be up later if you ever want to catch it. And Blind Mama's in. Good morning, Blind Mama's Messy Kitchen. Awesome. I'll show you the epi. Here it is. Go over her. So this is kind of easy. Where is it? Oh, it was here. Well, that's the EpiPen. But all you have to do is pop the cap. It's a blue cap. I did think I had I thought I had a little picture of it. So if I don't, all right, so I don't. We'll stop sharing that. The EpiPen is simple. It's a blue cap and a yellow cap. So you put the blue to the sky, the yellow to the ground. So that's where you know your injection is. And it's real simple. So for each EpiPen, there's a different formula to take care of the stuff I mentioned, whether it's having a drug problem, an overdose, which are very important. It's also important if you're having the allergies, like Shell and I were just talking about. So if you can reach in your glove compartment and pull out like an allergic reaction EpiPen, I would think you're a hero. I don't think you can go out and buy one and have one all the time, but maybe our local health and CDC would ever come out with one or two different versions of it, just to you get one for free and put it in your glove box. So that would be the third way to be a hero. And then like the fourth way would be how to donate blood, right? Who goes out and donates blood here? Anybody? Do you go out? Do you go get your free donut? Go lay in the chair and get the needle and watch it go down the tube and all good there? Tell me. Let's see. How many people? Who donates blood? The last time I donated blood was 22 years ago. So all these practices, CPR, Heimlich Maneuver, EpiPen, donating blood. I don't know. I can't believe I haven't donated. I don't even know my blood. Anybody here? You do? Good. Missy does. Do you know your blood type? I don't. So I don't know my blood type. And very good, Shell. I knew I could get participation. That's a good tip. I didn't think of that. Don't put them in the glove box. Sure, it gets hot. I don't want to be in a glove box either. So I get it. That's a good. Needles make you pass out. Oh, I'm going to get on that. I do have to donate blood. So I have to find out what blood type I am. I don't know if the donation place will let. Melanie knows it. See, RH. Awesome. I don't know it. That's crazy. I should know it. I don't. So I have to make it a point, at least out of the first two, the CPR and the Heimlich, I'm going to make a little thing to hang up so my kids can read it. So I can read it too, actually. Maybe the Epic, maybe they usually type it. Okay. Brian, thanks for hanging, buddy. You have a great day too. We're almost wrapped up. This is just a short, sweet hangout, just a chit chat for a minute on being a hero. Years ago, Bobby. And do you know your blood type, Bobby? Thank you so much, Brian. That's cool to see the faces stopping in. The EpiPen, maybe I'll have to rethink that, because really, maybe that's reserved for people that know they need it. Maybe if the person has an EpiPen and you just know blue to the top, blue to the sky, yellow to the skin, then you could pop it out and hit it for them. Maybe. I don't know. But then the blood, I left the blood at the last one because it's so important to me. Anyway, it's important to me that, because I don't get out to do it, and I should go donate blood, and I don't. In some way, I almost feel like I'm embarrassed to say it, but look at it. Blood is needed to save lives in emergencies. It even helps with leukemia, bleeding disorders, and major surgeries. So they really need it. And here's an excellent, I found this little thing here, especially for kids, but it's filled with numbers, filled with information that I deem super important. And my kids are now they're okay with needles. They're not as bad as they used to be. As a matter of fact, my son he's fine with it. Holly, she's my little girl. So, and at 10, she's pretty tough for it, considering most 10-year-old girls don't like it. But my son would have no problem donating blood, actually. No, my wife, mama don't like, she's like blind mama's kitchen she'll pass right out probably. At least with that, because she doesn't like regular needles to begin with. So I couldn't imagine her wanting to give blood. She would, though. I mean, if I went to do it and say, come and do it. But look at this. This is a perfect little thing to put up. It gives you a ton of information. Good for the kids to learn. That's, if you're kind of catching this, I know we're all adults and all the kids are in school right now, but it is awesome for your children. This is why I'm kind of doing it. But to have this type of information, these 3 or 4 things up, even if they don't want to give blood yet, they can realize that how important blood donation is. To me, it's just something fantastic. Instead of having like a rock and roll poster or the latest movie poster or, something to that effect, you have a few posters up that give them some good, valuable information. So this would certainly be something cool where they can learn a little bit about the process and what the blood donation does for people. So that's that on that one. So what do you think of the 4? Is there a top dog to let you guys be a hero? Did you think of the CPR, Heimlich, EpiPen, and giving blood? I would imagine, for me, the Heimlich and the CPR are so physical. So when you think of Superman flying up and Lois Lane's falling down the building and he picks her up, that's physical. When Superman picks up a car off of somebody, that's Superman. So physical. Somebody jumps into the road and pushes you out of the way of the car and everybody survives, that's physical. So the Heimlich and the CPR are probably, like, I don't know, to me, they're tied. because they can happen right in front of you. They can happen at the beach, a restaurant. They can happen in a hotel. They can happen walking down the street. And if you know the Heimlich or a CPR, that's like a tie. I guess maybe know them both. I don't know. The EpiPen, I certainly, at least to know how to use an EpiPen and be familiar, if somebody can't reach for it and they're hurting without it, you at least have the confidence to pop it, aim it, and stick it. And then everybody's happy. Now, the blood donation is, to me, I don't know if it's our God-given right that we're supposed to go and give blood. I mean, it's like, no matter how you look at it, you should be there once a year. But I can tell you, I've had a few surgeries probably where I needed blood. But other than that, I don't think I ever needed a blood transfusion. And God forbid I needed a blood transfusion. And there was no blood, right? So I guess CPR and Heimlich would be a tied for first for me. And then donating blood second. But I bet you some of you guys would reverse that. Maybe if you think it's real important to make sure there's plenty of blood in the blood banks, because that's the juice of life. And then the EpiPen would fall third or fourth, because just, I think, maybe knowing what an EpiPen looks like, number one. Knowing that if it's found on that person, that chances are they need the EpiPen. Especially if you can't talk to them, if they're kind of out and whatnot. I wouldn't suggest all the time, I guess, that you just pop the pen and stick it in. But I would think if you're seeing somebody on the ground and up in their top chest pocket is an EpiPen, I'm thinking it goes with that person. So I guess for that you would say good luck, hope this works, and then boom, they wake up. Other than that, I just thought that would be a nice share for you guys. I don't want to keep you too long, and I do hope you liked it. I'll say it one more time: CPR, Heimlich Maneuver, EpiPen, and giving blood could possibly make you a hero. And I do want to thank everybody. Bobby Sprinkle, what's up, Charlie? Bobby Sprinkle, I'm just letting you know, brother. I'm here because of you too. You're one of the first people that got me intrigued with live and YouTube and all that, and I love you dearly. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Your community over there, I've been working. I have been working, so I am filming. Oh, you're quite welcome, girls. But I got to give a shout out to Bobby, because that's where I kind of got the guts to do this. Of course, a few other, but you gave me the will to do it. So on that note, I love yous all, and remember, kiss, love, hug a veteran, because when they get off that plane, they're looking for you to get a hug too, because they just hugged you guys while they were fighting out there and serving our country. All right? I love yous all. Take care.